Thank you, Chairman Camp. I want to first say thank you for the deliberate approach you're taking to consider these tax extenders, and I want to thank you for scheduling the H.R. 4619 for today's markup. The IRA charitable distribution incentive was established as a temporary provision of the Pension Protection Act of 2006. Several times since then, this provision has expired and been reinstated by Congress, most recently in the American Taxpayer Relief Act that we passed in 2012. The time has come to make this temporary provision permanent. By supporting this measure, we will strengthen our nation's network of charities that fight on the front lines against poverty, homelessness, illness, and illiteracy, and hunger in communities throughout the United States and also around the world. Many of my constituents and many public charities in my district in the state of Illinois have benefited from this tax incentive. In the first 2 years that Congress made the option available, more than $140 million were donated to public charities in the United States. Since that time, hundreds of millions more have been committed. That's why organizations like the American Red Cross, the American Heart Association, the Salvation Army, and United Way Worldwide support this legislation. In Illinois, the Jewish Federation of Metropolitan Chicago has raised more than $11 million from nearly 1,000 IRA gifts since 2006. And in my district, organizations like the Boys and Girls Club of Bloomington Normal, Peoria's Health Center for Healthy Living, and the Community Foundation of Central Illinois all stand to benefit from making this provision permanent. Simply put, the IRA charitable rollover is good for donors, good for our nation's nonprofit community, and good for U.S. taxpayers. Every dollar that is voluntarily given to charity means one less dollar U.S. taxpayers must spend to meet the same basic human needs through a government program. In fact, when government has failed or been slow to respond to these needs, it's our nation's charities who mobilize armies of mercy ready to step in and help. They are often the first to respond and the last to leave, a fact we've seen clearly in recent years. Since 2006, much has happened in our nation that tested the mettle of our people. The financial collapse of 2008 left millions unemployed and entire communities completely destroyed. But charities were there to provide job training, home mortgage assistance, and help with the utilities. When devastating tornadoes blew through Oklahoma City, or in my district, Washington, Illinois, and elsewhere, charities were there at once to help rebuild whole communities and restore the shattered lives. And when earthquakes hit places like Haiti and Japan, killing hundreds of thousands and leaving countless behind as widows and orphans, it was American charities who were there with water, food, and physical, emotional, and moral support that made a difference. Last year, charitable giving in the United States grew by 4.9%, topping $316 billion just from the U.S. Globally, the United States gives more than any other country, according to the World Giving Index of 2013. That's because at the bottom of every American heart is an acute awareness that we have a responsibility to help others. It has been said that no man ever becomes poor by giving too much. The same can be said of a nation. No nation has ever gone bankrupt because it encouraged its people to give. H.R. 4619 will strengthen the U.S. tax code, empower our people to give more generously, and provide our nation's charities with the resources they need to continue the good work of helping others, and they should be able to do this on a permanent basis. With that, I hope I can earn the colleagues on the committee, and I yield back to the chairman.